Aire maira, aire maira.
Tō kina mai te kawa ko te kawa tua tahi, ko te kawa tua rua, ko te kawa tua toru, ko te kawa tua wha, ko te kawa tua rima.
Heart disease is a big concern of mine because 60% of deaths in Hawke's Bay are due to heart disease. Māori and Pacific men and women are more at risk of cardiovascular disease than the general population. Why is this? It's lifestyle choices. Things like food, smoking, exercise.
When I was younger, I had a strong mentality. I drank to excess, ate to excess, and enjoyed life to as well as I could enjoy it. Till this came along, that's how I lived. To me, I wasn't sick, but to the rest of my family, I was. And my two older sisters went and dragged me to the doctors. Job-wise, it's really difficult. When I used to work, I worked 16, 18, 19 hours a day. Now at work, I get to 8 and I get tired, lethargic. My mind tends to go to sleep on me sometimes. In some ways, I'm still trying to ignore my heart problem. And I suppose really it hasn't really sunken in yet. And I've had it for about 3.5 years now. Basically, if I get more exercise, if I eat less, maybe do a bit more, maybe my life will be extended a little bit longer.
Men are the hardest to get through to. They don't come to the doctor nearly as often, especially in the age group when the lifestyle changes can be really, really effective. So when I do see these guys, I make sure that I take the opportunity to measure their blood pressures, to get their cholesterol checked and their blood sugar checked, so that I can say, listen, you're at risk and you've got to do this not just for yourself, but because your family depends on you.
I'm 36 years of age. I've been married to my darling and sweetheart Chantel for just on 12 years now. We've got 6 children who I guess are the heart and soul of our family. We love them very, very much and are blessed to have them in our lives. In my early 20s, I represented Hawke's Bay in rugby, which meant I actually was in good shape. I guess once I found my wife, I didn't need to train anymore. The exercise side of things slipped away, and the eating, there wasn't any control on the eating. I just ate what I wanted when I wanted. I felt the weight going on, but I always thought in my mind, I can control that. I've done it before. When I'm ready, I'll just start losing weight, and then before long it got to a stage where I couldn't. I went to apply for insurance, and at that stage I found out that my blood pressure was quite high, and the insurance company turned me down. Not having life insurance for me means that there is really no financial security for my family. If I could give a message to others in my situation, I would say that it's really not worth it. Money's important for my family, but the most important thing is having dad around, having husband around.
A guy will die in his prime, leaving behind a widow and kids who are just not equipped to take over the role that this guy once filled.
Jimmy and I first found out that he had heart disease when he suffered a major heart attack in hospital. I was quite frightened because when I got to see him in his room, he wasn't there, and I was told by the doctor in charge that this had happened. He was quite overcome, and he became quite reliant on me. Like I had to be the strength at that time for him to be able to cope with what had happened to him too. He immediately gave up smoking in hospital, and he started living the good, clean life. The family have not adjusted that well to losing Jimmy because he was the centre of everything. It's taken quite a bit for us all to adjust to the fact that this person that you've taken for granted, that's always been the life of everything, isn't around you. And each one of the boys has tried to pick up on aspects of his input into our whole family life. It's just shoes that will never be filled. I don't think when he was created, he came out of the box alone. I think he's not only missed by his sons, but he's missed by his sisters and his mother too. In all sorts of ways, he was a really good son, a really good brother and a very good father.
Our Māori men tend to sort of take upon this, that they're the caregivers, that they have to look after the family and forget about themselves. They tend to tell the wife to take the children to the doctors and tend to not go and get themselves checked up. I find that they aren't exercising enough throughout the year, that they tend to exercise when the rugby season comes to the fore. They're just not too worried about themselves, where they should start taking a better look at their own health as well. If people think that they're at risk of cardiovascular disease or heart disease, which is an easier term for people to kind of get their heads around, visit their doctor, get their blood pressure checked up, have a talk with their doctor, or if you have a local whole water provider in your area, contact them, and because they're mobile, they can quite often go and see you in your home.
My name's Tony Price. I'm 30. I have 2 daughters. One's 2 years old and the other's 9 months. My heart's at risk because of my size and family history of heart disease. Because I want to be around for my daughters, I guess I have to look after myself, and the only way I can do that in the heart area is to constantly go to the doctor and check myself and change the eating habits, the lifestyle, and so that I can be around for them. My experience with Pacific Island and Māori people is they're really shy and they don't really know how to ask for help with cardio diseases. And my advice to them would be to just put that aside and go and see your doctor about those sorts of conditions.
Tina huye, dai ki